we go back maybe and just talk about a few of the techniques we differed today, or looked at today in terms of maybe the welding versus fire welding versus electric welding, we call it in the broader sense. Like maybe JJ, you spent quite a bit of time working on the fire welding.
It's like what Paul said there about sometimes you learn by accident. Like a few years ago, really, the penny dropped at me when I was welding 4 bars together. I wasn't intending on welding them together, so I had to fire it at a low temperature, slow airflow coming in, and the client came in and one of the staff worked with me. They came in and I got involved with them. I had to. So now the way, but when I came back up to my material, it was I didn't intend on fire welding together, but I had tooled up for a different process. But then I see that it hit a very high temperature, and it took a good while to reach that temperature. So when I went, I said I might as well just weld it now, just to try it. So I produced a fire weld 8 inches long out of 4 bars of metal. There's no way you could do it with a modern technology. And I tried breaking it apart and everything, and it was in mild steel, and I have the bits to prove it and everything. But you need to get tooled up for that. If you have a huge job and you've got tooled up for that, you can actually produce it very efficiently if you get your skill levels up there and everything. But it's practice constantly.
Would you say that, if we're working with wrought iron, is fire welding the way to go?
Well, wrought iron is easier to fire. Wrought iron wants to stick together.
Yeah.
It's fibrous, and it's the mild steel is tricky, but it's the cost of the wrought iron that frightens people away from it. So we were chatting there this morning, some of us, that sometimes what you do is you'd salvage a piece of work you're doing up. There's loads of ironwork thrown around the countryside. A lot of clients that I do fabrication work for and different stuff, they've come to me with wrought iron and given it to me as a Christmas present. They know what it means to me. More clients that want to sell it to you, bottom line, you can't buy every bit of wrought iron in the county or the country. So if you could explain to them to keep it themselves and the value of it, and just keep it up in a dry area. It doesn't need to be inside, it just needs to be kept out of grass and vegetation. Yeah. And in 20 years' time, because it's been there for hundreds of years, so you don't need to worry about it going away in 5 years. You just need to keep it out up to.
But with wrought iron, fire welding is the way to go. Can you successfully weld it with modern technique, with modern technology? Are you really faced with the traditional material and the traditional skill working in partnership?
You do with modern technology, but it's touch and go sometimes. Wrought iron is variable. It's not a uniform material. Yeah. So it's a tricky question to answer there.
Orly can develop the rod, I think it's in the 70s, to weld wrought iron. And I don't know how successful that was. It's a weld. Wrought iron, because it's fibrous and laminate. I think forge welding is the way to join it.
It is. It's fibrous.
I think between electric welding and modern technologies and traditional methods, when electrification came in here, the wrought ironwork kind of stopped, and the bigger forges turned into our engineering firms now.
Yeah.
And the innovation in that work stopped. So now we have all this rusty all iron, and now we have modern mild steel. I think anyway, if the innovation in the old work had to continue, if we had to continue on, like bring the craft on with us, we'd be working a lot differently now than we are. I think that wrought iron and steel would be kind of combined somewhat. We'd have different type of work. Whereas now we're trying to reinvent the whole thing again. We're trying to bring mild steel in to replicate old work with mild steel, whereas it should be developed by this stage. It should be gone further.
Yeah.
There's no need to be fire welding mild steel anyhow, because you wouldn't be using it in restoration because that would be in wrought iron.
Yeah.
It's an adhesion, I think.
There is a difficulty in sending over work where you're welding anything mild steel, even wrought iron to wrought iron with electric means, in that the wrought iron is necessarily laminate. You don't know where the laminations are. Mm-hmm. You can be welding onto something very little. and you know, it just goes down the road. A year or two later, you get a call that failed.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a good place. It's not a good approach to it.
No.
Yeah.
You know, you're not really comfortable with it.
Yeah.
You can't send over.
From
Basically.
my point of view, it highlights the issue the same as the people were using cement instead of lime, lime mortar, lime painting, whatever. Now we've come to a point where people realise that the traditional materials require traditional materials to work with them and traditional skills. There's an awareness now within the general public that lime is needed for old buildings.
Yeah.
And I see that the awareness in terms of the ironwork is maybe, in my view, 15 years behind where we are with masonry. But the direction is going in the right direction.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
And in a way, we have to be patient. Because I think you said it earlier, JJ, if everyone suddenly realised that all the ironwork that's out there needed traditional blacksmiths and skills, the people aren't there to do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's enough
So
blacksmiths
we'd
in
have
the
a
country.
crisis.
There's a crisis on another
Crisis.
scale. Yeah.
Yeah.